Hi guys, welcome to Explore Learning. Let's talk about how to read, rename, resize multiple images and then saving these images to a folder of your choice. I'll take you through this procedure step by step, and without any further ado, let's begin. The first thing we're going to be doing is to create a new Python file. So let me name this file image processing 2. Okay, image processing 2. The next thing is to give the script a title. We have to convert this cell to a markdown cell so that we can efficiently or correctly describe exactly what we're doing today. Read, let's say read, rename, resize and save multiple images. So let's go to the cell type, click on the markdown, then run it. Alright, so that's done. The first thing we're going to do is to import the library. So let's create a tag import libraries. So the library we're going to be importing CV2. The next library is going to be import OS. The next library is going to be import globe. Create a new cell. What we're going to be doing now is to read the images. So the first thing we're going to do, since we're reading multiple images and we're saving it to another directory, we have to specify the path of the images and then also the directory where we want to save these images to. So let's say img underscore path. So we'll call that the image path. Remember your R and then your quote. So let's go over to where we have the images, okay? And this is where we have the images. This is the images. So let's deal with the boat. Okay, so let's copy this path, copy, and then don't forget let's go over to the Jupyter script. Okay, place it right here. All right, so the next thing we need to specify the destination path. We have created the folder where we want to save these images into, which is this folder. So copy this path. Let's go over to the Jupyter scripts. Okay. Let's see right here. Right. So the next thing, let's create a new cell. This cell, we're going to start the major task, which is to iterate through the images in the folder. So let's say I equal to 1, and then if you're watching this video for the first time, I already did in my previous lecture a video that teaches us how to read, rename and save multiple images. Okay, so we have treated this part in the previous video. So please, you can go back to our previous video to learn how this is done. But I'm also going to go through the same procedure we did in the last video. All right, so the next thing we need to do is to create a for loop. So we're going to say for img in globe. So we're going to be using the globe function, globe.globe. What we want to do is that we want to return the images from the image path, all the images in the image folder, both. We want to return those images using the function globe.globe. So all we need to do is to specify the path, and then we also need to join. We also need to tell Python that there's images in this path. Okay, so we need to put the code and specify all the images by using the command ****. Okay, that's a full stop ****. Okay, so that is going to iterate through all the images in the path. It's going to return all the images. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to create a sub for loop, which is the try. Okay, except, okay, in case we have an error, so please print for us an information that says operation not executed. Okay, so within this sub for loop, we're going to write the operation we want to perform. So the first thing is we want to read the images. So we use cv2.imread into bracket img. Right, so the next thing we want to do is, remember, we want to rename, resize, and save multiple images. So the next thing we want to do is that we want to resize the images. So let's say img_resize equal to, we use the function cv2.resize cv2.resize. Okay, so what exactly are we resizing? We want to resize this image here. So the image that has been read is stored in this variable. So all of the images that has been returned by the globe.globe is actually stored. All the images are here, and then what we want to do is that we created this variable to read the images that has been stored here. So in a nutshell, all the images you have that has been iterated or that has been retrieved or returned into the img, we want to save them in this variable called image. So that is the images we want to resize. Okay, so we need to specify the image what we want to resize, and then put a comma, and then specify the width and the height of the image. Okay, we want to specify the width and the height. So let's say 100 by 100, because the initial size of the image is about 224 by 224. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we want to specify the path in which you want to save these images to. So we're going to use the function os.ch directory. Okay, and then this is the path which we want to change. We want to change the path into this directory. We want to save the images in this directory. Okay, so the next thing we need to do, we need to give a file name. Okay, we want to rename the images, let it have a unique name. So we say file name equal to, so let's call it very simple name. Let's say b underscore. Okay, so let's use a quote, b underscore. So we need to use the plus sign to add the string to it. Since it's a for loop and I has been set to be equal to 1, so that when the glow function tries to iterate through this file, it's gonna count the values of the image. So as it goes from 1, 2, 3, 4 up to the last image, so it's gonna take the string, which is the value of these images, and attach it to the name. So we say str into bracket I, and then we also need to specify the format of the image. So we use the code, say .png. all right, so like I usually say, you can actually use any image format at this point. Okay, you can use a different image format at this point, that even if it's not the same format that your original images are, you can change the image format. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to save the images. So we use cv2.imwrite. okay, then open bracket and close. You have to pass two arguments. The first argument is the name of the images. What name do you want to save those images? And the next argument you need to pass is the images you want to save. So now we don't want to save this image, rather we want to save the image that has been resized. Okay, so this is the image we want to save. all right, so once that is done, the final thing we need to do is we need to ensure that this last command, which is I plus equal to 1. Okay, so ensure you put this last command so that once it iterates through the first image, let it continue to the very end. all right, once that is done, let's run the code. Okay, so let's check what do we have in the folder. New folder, let's see. Oh wow, we've gotten the new images, and you can see the images are resized. You can see the size, it's 100 by 100. So this is how you can rename your images. So thank you for being part of this lecture session. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will also include the link to the GitHub where you can find this code. Bye.